Look at the size of my nose. Oh my god. This pregnancy has changed me so much. Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Francisca. If you're new here, you are welcome. Welcome. This is the continuation of my pregnancy series or my pregnancy journey. So I'm going to be sharing it with you guys, as we go along in this pregnancy. Okay, so more makeup cannot hide the size of the nose. Okay, so if you guys hear any external noise, please just ignore. They are doing some construction outside my house. For my first trimester dealt with me, as in when I say dealt with me, I mean it dealt with me. I was practically useless. I could not do anything. Basically, there was no will or zeal to do anything at all. I was in a class and it was bad that I missed classes a lot. I enrolled in a fashion school, and towards the end of the program was my first trimester. So I missed a lot of classes. No, it was bad. This one wasn't, as bad as my first pregnancy. It wasn't as bad as my first pregnancy. If you don't know, I've been pregnant before, but I lost the baby. So this is my second pregnancy. But the symptoms were very similar. Like, it dealt with me to the point that I became useless. I could not do anything. I had no will and no zeal to do anything. I was weak. I was tired. I was practically, I don't know, I don't even know. I don't know how to describe it, but it wasn't an easy period for me. I'm sure some people would have had worse than I did. But personally, my experience, this is my own experience. Now, I'm not comparing it to anybody's. This is my experience. I did not like it at all. So during this period, I experienced a lot of gas and heartburn, but it did not affect my sleep, which I was very grateful for. It did not affect my sleep. It did not affect my eating time. Okay, so I could eat as late as 8, 9, and I could sleep like a baby. Unlike my first pregnancy, where if I should eat by that time, it is going to be bad. Like, I would literally feel the food around, just close to my throat. Around this point, I will literally feel the food there, so the food will not go down. And if I'm feeling sleepy, I dare not lie down. I have to, sleep in a seated position, and then when the food has gone down really well, I would lie down. So I did not experience that symptom. What I just experienced was basically a lot of gas, a lot of, if I had born, especially if I should eat beans, and the bloating wasn't even as bad. So that was what I experienced, and I noticed that I was basically fatting every minute because of the whole gas. What the hormone does to the body. I had a lot of gas. Man, that was, I cannot say it's embarrassing, but it was really, mine was plenty gas. If you've been pregnant before, there is always this metallic taste in the mouth. Okay, so I experienced that, but mine wasn't so severe. So what I did to help me with that was to get a lot of chewing gums. So I chewed gum a lot in my first trimester, like a whole lot. In fact, I ate a lot. Because of the weird taste in my mouth, there was always this urge to put something in my mouth, whether it is food, whether it is gum. So I was practically eating like 4 times a day in my first trimester. Like, I was eating 4 times a day. Then I think the most of the weight that I added was in that first trimester, because I ate like no one's business. Then one regular symptom that pregnant women experience is nausea and vomiting, which happened to me. So usually I eat and then I brush to get rid of the food debris in my mouth. But I couldn't do that this time around. In my first trimester, I couldn't, because if I should eat and I go ahead and brush, the brushing would now trigger, is it the the vomit reflex or something? It would trigger it, and then I would practically throw up all the food that I had just consumed. So I had to switch back to brushing and then eating in order to minimize my throwing up, because I I I I dreaded throwing up. It was annoying. It was, why is this dog barking? Please keep quiet. I'm filming now. So I didn't like, nobody likes throwing up anyways. It makes me feel weak, and so I make sure I switched my brushing technique to the other way around in order to minimize my vomiting. So that helped me as well. Some people experience spotting, implantation bleeding in their first trimester. Some people do not, notice anything. So I experienced what is called implantation bleeding or spotting. Remember I said that I lost the first pregnancy due to incompetent cervix. So I was scheduled to do the minor surgery at 12 weeks, where they're going to, stitch the cervix closed so that I'll be able to carry this pregnancy for a longer time. Okay. So prior to the week of the surgery, I wasn't active. When I mean active, I wasn't doing anything stressful. I had already stopped filming for YouTube at that time. Okay, so I was taking it easy because of incompetent cervix and preparing my mind for the surgery that was going to take place at my 12-week appointment. So I think on the day that I was supposed to have the surgery, it was on a Sunday. That morning, I noticed that I was bleeding. Like I was bleeding. It didn't stop. I would go and pee, clean up. I would see some blood. So I was really, really scared. Okay. I wasn't ready to experience another loss. Nobody is ever ready. So I was scared. I called the doctor. He told me to start coming to the hospital. And before anything, he did a scan to check where the bleeding was coming from. And he said that I had a low-lying placenta, and that is where the bleeding is coming from. And he said he wasn't going to wait to, he doesn't want to risk anything. He doesn't want to wait. So we're going to go ahead and prep for the surgery. And I was fine with it because anything to save this baby, I was ready for it. So I got prepped for the surgery. I think I was under general anesthesia, so I wasn't awake for the surgery. I was asleep, and I don't know, it didn't take long because I went there around 12. I had to wait a while. By 3, they were already done and I was awake. So I had to stay in the hospital for observation till the following day to ensure that I'm not bleeding more than I am supposed to. So I'm just grateful that this first trimester did not, it's dealt with me in a way. Of course, I was scared, especially towards the end of my first trimester, where I had to have that minor surgery. There was this, fear in my mind, but I read scriptures to help, ease whatever tension, whatever fear I was experiencing. If basically scriptures helped me during this pregnancy, like scriptures helped me, prayers helped me. So I'm just grateful that the first trimester went by, because towards the 14th week is the end of the first trimester. So towards the end, I was already feeling better, feeling more energy. And the doctor advised that I stay on bed rest for like 2 weeks. I don't do anything that will stress me, with respect to having done that surgery. So he said I should not do anything stressful for 2 weeks. And of course, I went ahead to do some research online concerning cerclages, what to do post-surgery, what not to do, so that I don't end up, doing or causing harm to myself or to the baby. So I just took it easy, like pretty easy, from the first trimester into the second trimester. In fact, there's another video that is going to be dedicated towards the second trimester. And yeah, this is basically it for my first trimester, my experiences, my fears, my worries. I just thank God. I just want to thank God for this journey so far, because I will not lie to you, it hasn't been easy on my mind. It hasn't been easy. The fear of the first loss was always coming to bear most times, and I basically had to use scriptures to push it behind me. And yeah, so if you're going through something similar, where you have to, if you have incompetent cervix, where you have to do a surgery to, ensure that you keep your baby or you carry your baby to term, I'm going to put some scriptures in my description box that helped me during this period, so that, yeah, so that you can have peace of mind. You can have peace of mind in your pregnancy journey. So yeah, this is basically it for my first trimester. If I missed anything, maybe I'm going to input it in my second trimester video. So yeah, that's basically it, guys. So remember to subscribe for more videos, and I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye.